The White House just destroyed payment processors. Major W for gamers and Steam against censorship. The White House actually did something really good. Shoot. Let's see. Let's see. Let's get into it.
Guys, hope your week has been amazing. And all
Why is it
this news,
so
of course,
quiet?
regarding internet censorship and government surveillance lately.
Let me go back just in case you said
Welcome
something.
back, guys. Hope your week has been amazing. And all this news, of course, regarding internet censorship and government surveillance lately has been a bit of a roller coaster. We'll get some good news and pushing back against that stuff. For example, the other day talking about how the White House was warning Ofcom in the UK to stop trying to pressure American companies with censorship.
Thank God. I don't even know why these companies thought they could even do this. They this level of ego, bruh. It's crazy. It's
But
crazy.
then you never know what to expect. The next day, we get like a bunch of bad news with, for example, the EU now trying to propose regulations and surveillance to read everyone's chat messages. Well, today, we're back with the good news, it seems. This tweet here reading the Trump administration has officially taken a stance against debanking. That means that soon enough, no more Americans will be deprived of being able to hold a bank account because of the opinions they hold. Americans will.
Thank God. You know how stupid that just sounds? Yeah, I'm depriving you of having a bank account. I'm depriving you from having a place to put your money because you have an opinion that doesn't align with us. That's insane. That doesn't align with being basically I think it was a leftist or I'm not too into politics. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyone close to me will say I don't know anything about politics, but the like anyone looking at this will that has common sense can tell you that this is insane. The fact that they were trying to withhold stuff like this is crazy.
Be free to think independently again, but this directly relates to the whole payment processor situation, for example, with Steam as well, because of the way that payment processors were facilitating trying to get Steam to remove games. And we saw groups like Collective Shout going after these payment processors. And part of the rhetoric payment processors were using, for example, was, oh, this is a reputational risk. Oh, this damages our reputation. So now we're going to try to go after Steam to get them to remove things. Or
How does it damage your reputation? The only thing you have to do is simply process a payment. You shouldn't be thinking of, oh, I should check on everyone that uses our credit card and see what they're actually doing. You shouldn't even have that power, in my opinion. It's simply just a transaction use. Like you shouldn't even be looking into that.
they go less directly and they go through banks to try and pressure Steam in that manner and then have some sort of plausible deniability. So, skipping ahead a little bit, here's the tweet that we just had on screen here about the Trump administration, and we can see the same user quote tweets that tweet and specifically adds on to how it relates to Steam as we were just going over. So, we'll stick with that and then we'll read the details back in that other thread. So, the follow up saying, in case you don't understand what this does, one effect
Hi.
is that.
Hello? Hello? I heard you. I said I'm doing something.
I'm doing this is what you should be doing. But you made me do it. I haven't eaten yet. And now that I made you this loving
If you want,
breakfast,
you can eat that. I'll figure something out.
no.
Okay. My dad got me food, but we're still recording this video because yeah, so I'm just having it on my bed. He got me rice, beans, uh, onions, and like sausage and stuff. But we're gonna make this video. Sorry about that.
It will help to prevent payment
If
processors
you're wondering why I'm not eating it on camera, some people get annoyed at people eating on camera. So yeah.
from going after sites like itch.io and platforms like Steam to remove adult content. The Trump administration is launching an assault on quote unquote reputational risk by name, just like we were discussing a moment ago. All right, so as mentioned, now we'll go back to this thread. We already read the first part of it, scrolling down to the second part and the rest. User goes on to say, the executive order begins with some background. Americans, often at the behest of government officials, have been subject to the loss of access to financial services. That often meant having no access to bank accounts, debit and credit cards, investment tools, and so on. The highlight.
The fact that people have no access to any of the investment tools. Hey, by the way, your money that you care so much about, that by the way is already in crisis because the rent is so high and like food is, so expensive. Yeah, the investments that you were trying to do. Yeah, you can't do that for having opinions now. You just can't have just next time don't have an opinion. Just don't just don't voice it. You have freedom of speech in America? No, 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 no. We're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that out. Crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Areas in this screenshot here from the executive order says financial institutions have engaged in unacceptable practices to restrict law-abiding individuals and businesses access to financial services on the basis of political or religious beliefs or lawful business activities. The federal government suggested that such institutions flag individuals who made transactions related to companies like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop, or who made peer to peer payments that involved terms like Trump or MAGA, even though there was no specific evidence tying those individuals to criminal conduct. Bank regulators have used supervisory.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. If they had anything positive to say about Trump, they're a bad person apparently in these people's eyes. Not in my eyes. I'm not saying that. Don't get on me. I don't know anything about. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be with you for a moment. I don't know shit about Trump. I don't know nothing about what was that other person? Harris, Kamala Harris. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about Biden. I don't know nothing. It's like if I lived in another country, but I'm in America. Uh, I'm just here. I'm just surviving. But anyways, but yeah, if you say nothing, if you say something good about Trump, no, he can't be allowed, buddy. He did something good for the U.S. government and for the citizens. No, he didn't. He can't do anything good. Nah,
Scrutiny and
nah,
other
nah. That's just not
influence
true.
over regulated banks to
I
direct
believe it.
or otherwise encourage politicized or unlawful banking activities. And then it gets to the meat. We want to stop this because it is anti freedom.
Yeah,
Financial institutions should not be able to stop Americans from holding whatever views they want. It's not their business. So they're being asked to stay out of it. Highlighted area here saying it's the policy of the U.S. that no American should be denied access to financial services because of their constitutionally or statutorily protected beliefs, affiliations, or political views.
yeah.
You may.
True freedom of speech. Unlike in the UK, the UK is crazy, dude. Oh my gosh, I showed another video, but um, if you want to see it, I'll probably link it or something. I'll probably put a photo on screen right now. But they literally try to arrest a woman in the UK for thinking, not saying a prayer out loud, thinking of a prayer in an abortion like center. You get how crazy that is? You get it? Like, bro, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Ask, doesn't this infringe on banks' rights to not do business with people they don't want to? No, this is like the situation with universities and affirmative action.
Yeah.
Institutions are being asked not to discriminate if they want to interface with the government. If you want the government to guarantee your loans under its lending programs, follow the government's rules. If you want the government to issue taxpayer funded grants for research, follow the government's rules. These institutions can opt out, but they will lose out. So, what happens first? Firstly, federal banking regulators will tell financial institutions to remove all material in their guidance that leads to debanking. Secondly, they will rescind regulations that encourage or expressly permit debanking. Highlighted areas here reading within 180 days of the date of this order, each appropriate federal banking regulator shall remove the use of reputation risk or equivalent concepts that could result in politicized or unlawful debanking, as well as any other considerations that could be used to engage in such debanking. The federal banking regulators shall also consider rescinding or amending existing regulations consistent with applicable law to eliminate or amend any regulations that could result in politicized or unlawful debanking. Next, the Small Business Administration will give financial institutions notice. The notices are to identify all debanked persons and to reach out to them to tell them that they were debanked and that they can now have their accounts reinstated. Well, it seems like some of these banks are really going to hate doing that. And the highlight.
Yeah, probably. It it's actually just I don't know why other people get mad about your opinion that isn't hurting anyone. It's not hurting anyone, like whatsoever. The people want to just attack you for having an opinion, like genuinely. You have you have, is the most harmless shit, yet people just wanna make problems out of it. I feel like just people wanna make problems out of everything, though, just because, "Oh, shoot, they disagree with me. They're not a human anymore. They disagree with my political opinions." That's why I don't, follow up with any politics whatsoever, by the way, because of people that are like, "They actually disagree with my political opinions? They disagree with my political views? They can't be human. They can't be like the rest of us. They can't even be equal to us. They're a dumbass." The dumbass for just like I feel like there is no right answer to like these politics because you just have different views and stuff. You feel me? Everyone has their own right answer, but at least to everyone that like is in the politics or whatever, I'm assuming. But who's to say that your opinion's correct? So
Light areas here are a bit repetitive. I'll just read the first one. It says, makes reasonable efforts to identify and reinstate any previous clients of the institution or any subsidiaries denied service through a politicized or unlawful debanking action with notice of the reinstatement sent to the victim. Regulators are also ordered to review and punish debankers. In effect, what has been called for here is for institutions to stop the practice of debanking and to expose themselves for debanking. The regulators will also review their books, and if there's non-compliance with ending the practice of debanking, the government will prosecute. Debanking is a scourge, and this EO, executive order, is the first step in ending it. If you want to read it, you can find it here. And goes on to say,
thank God. Holy crap.
oh, and NB. The administration knows who to go after because many financial institutions attempted to debank Trump himself.
Okay, they just gotta be retarded. They try to debank Trump himself. Trump of all people. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me. It was just kind of funny. Let me read that again. The administration knows who to go after because many financial institutions attempted to debank Trump himself, and plenty of the people in this administration were also targeted for harassment. It's obvious how this is going to proceed. And then once again, that leads us back to payment processors and gaming stuff with this tweet saying, yes, this will stop payment processors from denying service to platforms like Steam and sites like itch.io. This EO, executive order, is going after the whole concept of reputational risk, quote unquote.
Thank God. Does that mean my games are gonna be put back? I miss my games already. I miss my Gooner games, dude. When those were gone, bro. No, I'm kidding. I don't use any of those whatsoever on Steam. The only thing I play on Steam is Marvel Rivals, which for some reason is gonna get an update to the point where you can't force stack anymore. So I might not even play that. But besides that point, nah, the fact people are trying to control what games you are trying to play, despite it not being illegal. What the fuck? You got problems. What was that? It was one game that had like um really bad stuff in it. If that game's illegal, okay, yeah, sure, ban it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, that game is weird. If you know what game I'm talking about, it was huge on TikTok. I No Man's Game or something like that. I think is the name, but yeah, if that is illegal, then sure, ban it. But if not, then it shouldn't be banned, regardless of how weird a lot of people think of it. And I'm one of those people that think it's weird. Don't get me wrong, but
Unquote.
yeah.
And we can see a response here inquiring about that exact thing, saying, is this likely to lead to Visa no longer being allowed to pressure payment providers to pressure Steam to remove specific adult games? With the OP saying, yes, anyone caught trying to manage reputational risk will be punished by regulators. That includes trying to beat up platforms like Steam and itch.io. The Trump
Let's
administration hates
go.
reputational risk as a concept and hates all associated practice. So yeah, great summary from that user. I don't have much else I could possibly add on to that. So I'd like to end with something that's just rather funny. Because as you can see here, we're back at it with Madam Savvy, and she is directly calling out someone who identifies as a lesbian misandrist who's
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might get canceled for this shit. Anyone who has this stuff in their bio, red flag, straight red flag. I don't. I recommend. No, obviously you don't have to listen to me whatsoever. But I recommend just not associate with them. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I haven't even read what they said yet, but that's all
trying to
I'm gonna
defend
say.
collective shout. Oh yeah, what a great position. So the lesbian misandrist goes on to say, the women responsible for removing that horrific video game from Steam are being harassed and doxxed by men and boys. First of all, what a ridiculous tweet. I mean, like, one sentence really, like, I'm going to stand up for a collective shout. How much effort am I going to put into defending them? I'll write like one sentence on Twitter. There's my virtue signal for the day, guys. Do I get my virtue signal points? Like, come on, you could have at least put a little more effort into it, right?
Now, don't get me wrong though, that game is most definitely weird. But the thing is, it shouldn't be if it's gonna be removed off the platform, it shouldn't be whatsoever a company that has no affiliation, at least to my concern, with gaming to remove it. It should be Steam themselves because they just have a rule of oh it can't have this in the game or whatever. Then it's fine. I feel like I don't think anyone's disputing, at least from what I know, that stuff like this is technically weird in games. But
But Savvy just calls her out, says, quote unquote, harassed. And it's asking them why they label me a man on their website, or how bullying a bakery for text on a shirt, quote unquote, best buns in town, stops child abuse by in the UK by illegals. No one has doxed them. They provide all info publicly on their websites. They're taking choice away from women, but you won't acknowledge that or engage with it. She wants to ban Amazon from selling daddy chokers, for example, something I, an adult woman, want to buy. Tell me why. Tell me right now she is right. And I am redacted for wanting it. Go on, do it. And so, most likely,
something I want to have on myself too. Hey, it's crazy.
this person will never respond to Savvy. And if anything, they'll probably just block Savvy because you know how people like that are. They never want to face reality. So, yeah, I'll leave it there for today. Let me know what you think about the news regarding this executive order. And House is not looking good for payment processors and the banks that were helping facilitate this corruption and at times fully responsible for it too, and other examples. And then this funny stuff at the end. Hope you enjoyed it all. Thank you for tuning in.
Um, great, great video. I hear hey as always. I'm gonna eat my food now. My dad was mad at me for not eating it, so because I ate all day and it's technically 4 p.m. But yeah, great, amazing video by Hirohe. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you enjoy this video, also make sure to subscribe to him because he's an amazing creator. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.